I was like, man, pole in his home state would sound nice, but.
All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started with our, it's very staticky,
Sounds like you need to get some new mics in this place.
our post-qualifying media availability. We are joined by your pole winner of the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400 at Texas Motor Speedway, Bubba Wallace, driver of the number 23 for 2311 Racing. Bubba, this is your first pole this season, second of your career. Why don't you talk about starting up front to kick off the round of 12?
Yeah, I sat there and was trying not to overthink it before the first round, climbed in the car, and I was thinking, like, man, qualifying has become my road course resume. I suck when we get in the first round, and I usually blow it going into the second. So there's nothing like putting that in your head before you go out and you're fastest in your group. And so I just really wanted to execute for my team and show that I've been working hard to not do that, and it paid off. But I really thought I gave it up in 1 and 2, so it'd be interesting to go back and watch the broadcast and see just where we stacked up. But, man, you got to have a car to be able to do that, and with a car to be able to do that, you got to have people to build that car. So just all about the people at 2311, our team on the 23 team, 45 as well. We're pushing each other to be better and better, so it's paying off. But proud of the efforts, but it's nice for a moment. Tomorrow is the real job.
All right, we'll open it up to questions. We're going to start off with Holly and then go to Jerry.
Hi, Bubba. Holly
Hello.
Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. Well, were you expecting that? I mean, great run. I mean, just talk a little bit about the performance out there and really bringing it in qualifying like that.
Yeah, was I expecting it? I don't know. Like I said, qualifying, I tend to try too hard and overthink things, and it's my problem with life. I need to stop doing that. I think just to go out and do. And so that was a good surprise. But I knew in practice our car was actually felt a little bit different the first lap. But I was like, man, I feel like there's a lot of capability in this car, and we found some adjustments that were okay and some that helped. But I knew for qualifying I really needed to step up because I knew the car was there, and the rest speaks for itself. So now it's like maybe I should trust it more often. It's not about trusting the car or trusting the team. It's just this racetrack. You put me here or this car at Dover, it's like, okay, I know what I'm going to do, got to nail it. But when you only have a lane and a half to mess with and you're using up majority of all of that, you can put yourself in a bad spot. There's nothing like trying to get something that it definitely is a massive payoff for us on the start. But in the end, rebuilding a whole new car and you can't get everything that you have in your best car. So trying to find that fine line of too much and not enough and living right in the middle of it.
We'll go to Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, Kicking the Tires.net. So the tracker was green from pretty much the whole way around the track.
Okay.
So you made it look easy, but what was it like behind the wheel? Because, we were watching, it was like 3 and 4. I wasn't sure if you know.
I held it wide open. SMT even, I'm pretty sure it should say so. I know I didn't lift. I thought round 1 was a little, and it showed that I lifted, and I was pissed. So I said, I'm going for it. Only because I really, really thought I botched 1 and 2. So now you're telling me that it's green. See, there's my thought process. I'm trying too hard. I was ahead, but you don't know that, right? You're just going off a feel. So, no, it's just a good car allows you to do those things and get away with some of the mistakes that I may have created.
So now you just go out there and lead every lap and win the race from the
Sounds easy, yeah.
We'll go to Rob in the middle.
Rob Tiongson from the podiumfinish.net. Couple of questions for you, Bubba. How much of a statement are you looking to do tomorrow, getting the pole here at Texas Motor Speedway? And also, what does it mean for you to go as far as you have as one of the first diversity drivers in this century and having the success you've had?
Yeah, well, we can't discredit Larson, what he's been able to do and win a championship there on the diversity side of things. So I guess I'm following him. I'm second fiddle to him, much like the rest of the field on any other weekend. But, yeah, I think it's just incredible to be where we're at and to just accomplish the things that we've been doing. I knew we were a playoff contender starting the year. We liked to make that stressful on ourselves and wait till Daytona to lock ourselves in. But about a quarter of the way or maybe halfway through the regular season, you start to figure out kind of where you stack up. And I felt like we were a 8th to 12th place car every weekend. Well, 8th is a round of 8. So I think looking at this weekend, we're better than the majority. But you never know what can happen in the race, right? I mean, look at Kansas. We were having a really good day until we weren't. So it's just you have to live in the moment and conquer every moment. Things are evolving each and every lap, each and every minute. And so trying to stay on top of that, not getting complacent, not letting your mind wander, just stepping up to the plate and delivering. And that's what this team has done today. So super proud of them. Yep.
Do we have any additional questions for Bubba? We'll go to Bob and then Dustin.
Of course, Bob. Of course.
Bob Pockers, Fox Sports. Does the track feel any different with this tire and them not having applied any product in the last year, or could you?
There you go.
I don't want to get up too high and figure that question out for you. So it feels the same as normal, but I'm in my normal little box, not getting too high, not putting it on too much of an edge, but for the most part, it feels relatively the same. We'll see tomorrow when it's going to be slick in lane 2 for sure. Nope. So you know where I'm starting tomorrow, on the bottom.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. As every athlete improves and gets better and better, what are you more working on? Is it technical stuff? You talked a lot about mental stuff.
Yep.
Is it things that you can do, look at SMT, or is it things in how you think about things and approach things that is more of a focus?
I forgot the first thing you said, but I'm going to say all of that, what you said. It takes everything. It takes everything of finding out who you are as a person, who you are as a driver, how hard you can push yourself, how hard you can push the car. It takes a lot of understanding of self. That's the first step, I believe. And then believing in yourself. That's the mental piece of it, right? But when you surround yourself with the right group, right people, right team, right equipment, it helps all those things kind of coincide with each other. So, I think this is just the beginning of a very, very good start to my career. I know I've been doing the Cup career for 6 years now, but where we're at right now, we're starting out, we're getting hot at the right time and stepping up and delivering. So it's hard because I don't want these things to age bad, but we're talking about our start is so good, and then tomorrow can just be a different day. But I think just from outside of the car, appreciating where you're at in the sport and what it takes to be at this level, I feel like I do belong in the Cup level, and we're continuing to prove that point. So it's been fun to guide that ship.
When you talk about pushing yourself, is it about literally pushing yourself in the sense of I got to get this extra half a tenth, or is it, hey, I need to back down because that'll help me get that extra half a tenth, and I've got myself in trouble pushing?
Yeah, both. This next gen car is it's so hard to drive, right? And you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. You sail it off in the corner anywhere too hard, then you get loose. You push the limits of the tire. So it's like, okay, I'm going to underdrive that corner. The same results happen because you didn't get the diffuser down. So it's like, good Lord. I mean, we're talking, thousandths of an inch, and that's what makes the difference between the best and just the okays. And so trying to live in that best realm is hard, and you got to take pushing yourself. It takes pushing those limits, but I think you find a little bit of that early on in your career, whether it's different series or not, whatever. You have to find where the limits are at. We're racing around your racecraft, just qualifying speed, solo speed, right? It takes a lot of trial and error, and it happens quicker for others. And I think I used to get really frustrated at that because I felt like growing up, I was beating these guys, right? And it's like, man, what the heck? Progression is different for everybody. Even in y'all's realm of work, it takes a long time for others, and that's just part of it. You got to sit there and enjoy the journey and trust the process and bust your ass all the way until the end.
Now, are those words that you're saying, or is that now a belief that you have?
I'm making it sound really good, and I'm like, damn, I should start listening to myself. It sounds okay, unless someone tells me otherwise. Thank you. Yeah.
We'll go to the back.
Hey, Bubba Watson with frontstretch.com. You said earlier that the round of 12 is your most hardest round. Do you getting pole today kind of defunct that?
Where are you at?
I'm right here.
Oh, standing up. Sorry. I didn't even listen. I was looking for you the whole time. Say it again.
I said you said earlier in the bullpen that your round of 12 was the hardest round for you.
Yeah.
Do you still believe that after getting pole now?
Yeah, it's just qualifying. They don't pay nothing. Looks good on paper. This track is very treacherous, and so, we have the best track position right now. But we know with strategy, everything's going to change and going to evolve, and we're going to get behind at some point. So it's just a matter of making the most of every situation we're in. We're right now, we start on the pole, hopefully lead all the laps till stage one. Some people may pit and cut it and shortcut it and whatnot, but you're going to get behind at some point. So we got to figure out how to get back up through there. But you can't get complacent on just the small victories. It takes a lot of them to add up to a big victory, but it's a good start.
Do we have a final question for Bubba? We'll go right over here.
Bubba, Dawn Hall with Tracksmack Radio. You talked about the anxiety, and as someone who has suffered with anxiety myself, one of the things I think that people don't understand, and it's one of the criticisms that I see you get a lot and you try to respond to, I understand it completely, is when things are going great, you're waiting for the bottom to fall out.
100%.
100%. And people don't seem to understand that. So they're always like, well, why is he being so negative when he had this great run? Or why is it this? And it's like, because you're just waiting for, and it's that pessimistic kind of thing, right? It's like you're not glass empty. You're just like, there's a glass and there's some stuff in it.
No doubt. It's trauma, right?
Yeah.
You've had a lot of things go great, and then it's like ripped out from underneath you, and it happens. It's not me just waking up when everything is going right, and it's like, yeah, today sucks. It's like, no, you've gone through past experiences where you felt like you were on top of the world, and it's ripped out from underneath you. Yes, everybody experiences that, but the fall may be harder for others than some. So, you nailed that on the head. And every person that I meet that I end up vibing with, I'm telling you, hey, I'm not trying to be a pessimistic here. I'm just being real.
Right.
The good's going to come to an end. So I try not to live too high because it sucks on that fall. So, yeah.
So is that how you approach and not even just race weekends, just life in general, getting up in the morning every day, just because there's so many other things that go on. And that's the other thing, I think the aspect of it is people don't understand that there's life too outside of racing, and that you probably approach life in the same exact way.
100%.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what it is. My wife got annoyed at me saying it, but my favorite saying of late is like, it's always something. Always something's gonna, whatever it's good or it's bad, it's always something. And she's like, can you shut up? I'm being real. It is something. I'm late because of this. Maybe it's just excuses. I don't know.
Any final questions? We'll take one more from Rob.
Bubba, as a kind of follow-up to my earlier question, I mean, when you think about your career evolution from being in rev racing to the diversity efforts to now where you are, what advice would you give to your younger self about what you've experienced and now being in the round of 12 and getting a chance to go after the championship?
Take a deep breath and enjoy the process. Trust the process. It's hard to enjoy some of the rough times, but I think trust it. Understand the position that you're in, and that your progression is not the same as your competitors. So your timeline, God's got your timeline the way he wants it played out, and you just have to wake up and every day accomplish that.
All right. Thank you, Bubba. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.